People, we are live in the Facebook group and we are going to be talking through. I do live coaching every Tuesday but until my maternity leave in June. So we've got 3 more weeks of this bad boy left. If you go into my link tree, you can see the Solopreneur Academy Facebook group and you guys can join in. But for you all, if you missed joining in the mastermind or foundation during this last launch, you can still join in at any point. I would love to have you. And the only thing is you just won't get 2 programs for the price of 1, but I still think they're priced at such a steal. So if you ever want to join, you are more than welcome to. And I know that Michelle was in the main call, but I don't see her anymore. So Gail, I knew we needed to talk through your launch. If you would like to jump on, you are more than I don't want to put you under like the spotlight if you don't want to. But if you would like to get some coaching now, you can. Otherwise, we can move it around to Jill, Kylie, or Jamae.
I could get some coaching. I mean, I can always need to rattle my brain.
Yes. Okay. Oh, and I just saw Michelle join. So let me just double check with her and make sure, because she just joined. Michelle, do you need any quick coaching, or do you want me to jump in with you because I know you've got your kiddos? Oh, I think you're muted, babe. Oh, it's just your sound. Gail, can you hear her?
No, I can't hear.
Oh, wait. Okay, can you say something else, Michelle?
Okay.
There you are. I hear you.
Okay. You have to have all the things turned on and all the things lined up. It's not just the stars. It's whatever.
Would you
anyway,
like to...
Okay, so let me say it again. I wanted you to look over my webinar.
Okay. So Gail, I will come back to you. I knew that she had you had your hand up in the mastermind call, but Gail, if you want to bring your marketing for the mastermind or for the launch, I got you right after this. But let's take a look at Michelle's webinar. Okay.
And everything should be up on my Google Doc stuff.
Excellent. Okay. So for anybody who's in the mastermind, you get a Google Doc, and I'm going to just quickly review your webinar. And when is it? Is it on Monday?
Monday.
Let's go.
I just want to say a win.
Yes.
I did my SOP.
Good.
The only thing I have left to do, I've already got my message ready to send out, is to send out my messages to my people. And I have all of my posts ready to go up. And I have to do my after emails. That's it.
Let's
and I feel so proud of myself. So I hope that you like my webinar.
I do. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm looking at it. So for you guys, if you're joining on the gram, it's in the Facebook group that I am live every week. But let me see, Michelle. Okay, so everything's prepared. We love to see it. So with you escape. So why do you still feel trapped? I like the webinar title. I think that I would handle post-separation abuse.
And I want to tell you, okay, I want to tell you that I argued with Claude.
Okay.
Because I'm like, hey, this is the old one that I did.
Tame Your Triggers?
No, this was the Rewire Your Reactions.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, okay. So I still need to do the Tame Your Triggers because that one was really good. And so I was like, I need to rename it, keep the same concept. Here's the old script, blah, 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 all the things. And dumped it all in there.
Okay.
And it came back with this. And I was like, but hold on, because post-separation abuse is a big target trigger. Yeah, it's a big topic. Mm-hmm. Why don't I have that? Why didn't you put that into the title?
Okay.
And because I was like, hello, but they said no, because that's not really, it's good to have it in there, but not in the title. That's not where you're going to get your action. So, because I was like, shouldn't it be there?
So I agree. Okay, I actually am with you. I think that actually But have you announced it already?
I did yesterday, so that one day,
looking at your
hold
Instagram
on, let
now.
me, just a second,
I
because I
don't-
made,
So
yeah,
here's the thing,
see,
is like, that is interesting. So
I mean, I argued several different times, because I'm like,
Yeah.
now hold on a minute.
well, the interesting thing is, so I think this could be, have you ever used find and replace in a
Find
Google
and
Doc?
replace.
Let me show you how to do that, guys. This is what I had to do for my launch. But if you've got like a big old document, let's say here, I'll pull up my like cold posts, and you want to replace something in all of your posts or all of your emails, right? You can do Control F, click these three dots, and then it goes to find and replace. And you can, like, if I wanted to replace Six Figure Systems, which is the old name of my program, replace it with the Six Figure Scaling Mastermind, which is my new name, you can click replace all. And it replaces all 42 of the times when it's listed,
That's cool.
which is pretty jazzy. You can see it.
What a time saver.
Yes, helpful,
For
right?
sure.
So when I'm looking at that webinar title, the thing that I find really interesting, first and foremost, if you've got a title that is doing well, never change it. That's something I've learned from
Right.
from what's
But I'm not, the rewire your reactions. I mean, it was okay, but I'm just like, surely it can do better.
I think that was I understand where you're thinking that, and we haven't done rewire your reactions in over a year.
True.
And it got 10 people to register. So I'm like, I actually do think that why don't we go back to rewire your reactions if you're open to it, instead and then include in the tagline how to handle post separation abuse. Just because we had so I did this exact same thing when I started doing ads, and my ads coach was like, why would you change the name? And I was like, because I felt like it just needed to be different. And she was like, if you've got a name that works, never, ever, ever change it. And I was like, okay. So I'm just going to offer that to you. You can keep the same, but I just think that this would be it got a ton of people to come. I'm like, it was one of your most highly attended webinars that you've ever done. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you're like, yeah, it could be better, but I'm like, it did pretty good. That's exactly where I was like, maybe I could do this. Or like so I'm thinking for you, if you're okay with it, I would rename it Rewire Your Reactions, and then redo Tame Your Triggers and not change the title. Don't change the title. Don't, like, it's actually easier to do. And I think it'll be better. How do you feel about that though?
I'm okay with that.
Is it okay?
Yeah. It's just one of those, I'm like, well, I already told you, like, well, it could be better.
It could be better, but I'm like, I
Yeah.
think Rewire Your Reactions did really well. We tested again and see, then we've got, so it's like, if you think about a science experiment, you want to change as few of the variables as possible to get a really valid, like, result. Now, if we do Rewire Your Reactions and then we get 3 registrants instead of 10, then we know we need to change the title. But I still think that one did really well. I think you escaped, so why do you feel trapped? I think that's just like something you could say in the next slide, but I would just change it to like Rewire Your Reactions. This is a simple, compassionate plan to understand and handle post-separation abuse so you can finally heal. And then have the 3 steps. I like that a lot. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I really did like, I liked the slides. I felt
Yeah, it's looking good.
good about them. I put in some questions, and like the first question that Claude suggested, I was like, that's a lot. And so I did change it to a 1, 2, 3. So I could just say, put a 1, a 2, or a 3 on the first slide that I had. Just,
Yeah. I'm
that's
like,
still too much.
Well, so it's like the 1, 2, and 3 is dragging court out, showing up at your workplace, being bullied. I think those are still pretty intense.
But they're just asking for a 1, 2, or 3.
But like, these are people who have been in some pretty intense situations. I would say those are 3 examples that you want to put on another slide. But I wouldn't ask them to self-identify that they've experienced like situations in court, especially like I know this is like a very separate situation, but I actually had a stalker like ages ago, and even just talking about court freaked me out. Like it was like very traumatic to even say that I had been to court multiple times for the stalker coming to my school. So it was like so it's like I'm just trying to be really mindful of your population and be like. They might have been in therapy. I'm hoping they've been in therapy, but like
some of them haven't.
So for them to like even just say that they've been to court could be really re-triggering for them. And if their emotions are high, they can't even focus. You know.
Okay, I'm gonna. I wrote a note to think more on that first question.
I would just say, are you still with them, or have you left?
Yeah, that's simple. I'm gonna
like. Super simple. And then it's like, we're talking about rewiring your reactions. There's a different way to handle reactions if you're still at home, and there's a different way to handle them if you're out of the home. So I want to make sure I gauge everyone who's at this webinar. I want to find out where you're at. I want to learn more about you guys so I can make sure I'm catering this webinar to every single person that's attending. And the people that said they can't attend, I know your names, and I know that it's like 5 of you guys have left. 4 of you guys are still in the same homes. So I'm going to be addressing those different pieces throughout this webinar about how to rewire your reactions at home if you're still at home with that narcissist or if you have left. But do you see how I'm seeing the fact that other people have registered, that you already know their situation, because we have that data from your Facebook group. Some people, right?
True. Yeah.
Right. And so then you can talk about it and you can be like, okay, so here's the situation. I know 5 of you have experienced this, 4 of you have experienced this. And if you're live, please let me know where you're at. And then I'm going to cater this webinar. I'll be speaking about both, about how to rewire your reactions to make sure that you have a less triggered summer is the goal. We want to make sure that you've got a less triggered summer. You've got a plan to handle this post-separation abuse. But I want to make sure I'm here for you. And then that lightens it up a little bit. Then we're like, okay, it's like whether you're with them or without them, guess what? There are still ways you can rewire your reactions, and it can feel lighter, because it's the other thing about saying post-separation abuse. We want to include it as part of your content and part of your copy, but it's really going to create a visceral reaction, and this lightens it up so we can focus and then address the problems and then move forward. I think that'll be really helpful for you. So then what I'll say is what I'm going to do. These are in Google Slides, but I know you have it in PowerPoint. So what I would do, I'm putting this as a note on our Facebook group's notes, and I'm going to put these in the chat. But just in case you need them and anybody else wants to look at them. But I'm going to say in between slide 1 and 2, move the old title and 3 questions to that slide and just make it a bullet point. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to say, it's like, hey, we're going to be talking about rewiring your reactions. I included your father, by the way, in this. So it's like, hey, everybody, welcome to the Rewire Your Reactions webinar. So glad to see you here. I want to get in frame. There are lots of people that can come live, but also I know a lot of you guys are going to be watching this replay, and I want to get to know more about you and your situation so I can make this webinar address perfectly for your situation, because post-separation abuse is intense, and I want to talk with you about how to not be as triggered over the summer. And it's different if you're at home with the narcissist or if you've left and you are now in a better situation, in your own situation. There's still triggers either way, but tell me about where you're at. Okay, so I see some 1s, I see some 2s. The people who I know are not able to come. I know that about 5 of you guys have left your narcissistic abusive relationship. Half of you guys are still in the homes. So I'm going to be talking about both of those today. So, and then the next slide says, you escaped, so why do you still feel trapped? I think that maybe we change it so it's because that actually will be half and half. And I still think that half of your audience is still in the situation.
Well, and the other part that can be put into that is, if you haven't left and you're preparing to leave, it's good for you to know this so that you know what you're going to come up against.
Yes. So what we want to do here is, I would say, but you see how that's really changing the whole webinar a lot, but I think it's actually quite important that we do change it to back to not just rewire your reactions for that, just because I think the title worked and we want to keep with working. But I do think that for this situation, they haven't all left.
Right.
So that's going to be a problem if we keep that as the title. So I would say it's like, your reactions are intense if you...
Are you putting these in the Google Doc or are you
Yeah,
changing
in
it on
Google
the
Doc.
slides? Okay.
In the Google Doc. So I said, it's like, if we want to have better reactions, it's important to know that your reactions are intense for a reason. When your ex is dragging things out in court, showing up at your workspace, being bullied by the narcissist, those are really traumatic situations that your brain is actually working perfectly by including a really heightened reaction. And you've probably been through a lot of these reactions being with a narcissistic ex. And what we want to do is we want to be able to shift it so that you're back in control. And that's what we're going to focus on for this entire webinar. So we're going to get in here, and it's like, and I'm Michelle, and I thought that after I left my narcissist, I thought I would have a lot easier time with my reactions. I thought I would be able to become cool and collected. But even though I wasn't even in the relationship anymore, I still had some intense reactions. And I want to help you to create better reactions over the summer so that you aren't getting triggered. You're not getting triggered, especially in front of your kids. And I want to make sure that you've got this. Like, but do you see how it's like, because right now it's like deep. Like, it's like we got some deep, intense topics, and I want to make sure that like it still feels like we can totally do this. You are capable. Right. You are strong. This is, and I definitely had a difficult divorce. It was something that was, it's like there was a lot of things that gave me some really strong reactions. I was accused of being an unfit mother. Y'all, I homeschool all 5 of my kids. It's like, but still that happened. And I told people that, or my ex told people that I had been my children. What an interesting way to frame things. But I want you to frame it in a way that you are so unaffected. You know how we called it like uneffable with? Like right. Before? I want you to show up to this webinar and be like, you can, even though all these crazy accusations happen, I am so good now. And I want you to get into a place where I am now, where I'm an unf-withable with. You know, and you're like, I was accused of infidelity. Y'all, that had never happened. What an interesting time to be alive. And now, but it was definitely triggering in the past. I had really intense reactions. I am sure, and I coach many of you that have been through the same situation. And I want to tell you that this is, you're not imagining it. This is a part of being with a narcissistic ex. It's par for the course. You can't win them all. But we're going to talk about how to make you in control at today's webinar. But do you see the completely like different energy I have behind this? It's validating, but also very affirming in the way that you're able to be like, oh, I've got you. Like, I've been through some crazy stuff, but like, I know how to handle this situation. And also, by the way, I actually... You know, it's like sometimes it's like I don't think everything happens for a reason, but you can find a reason for everything. And despite all of the interesting things I've been through in the past 17, or how many years has it been? 7 years? 8 years? Okay. In the past 8 years, despite all the interesting stuff, I actually learned so much from it that now I created a coaching program to help other people to heal. It's called Heal You, Heal Your Kids. I'll be sharing more about that as this goes on, but this is what we're going to do. Now, let's talk about something pretty intense, post-separation abuse. Now, okay, this also is actually a slight problem. I'm reading this now and I'm like, oh, this is all about after they've left.
Right.
That's okay. No, okay. I'm glad we talked. I'm so glad that we talked, right?
Well,
this is great.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, oh
That's
no.
why I'm here.
I'm like, but okay, do you have, yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I can go back in here and I can redirect all of this. I can do that. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Do you have your old, I just looked in your folder and I don't see it. Do you have the old Rewire Reaction slides?
Hold on, let me go.
If you do,
You know, I don't know if I was doing slides at that point, honestly.
okay,
Let me look here just a second. Oh, here it is. Okay, hold on. Blah, blah, blah.
because this one was all about how to rewire reactions. I almost want to redo it.
Hold on just a second. Oh, okay, there it is. I put it in the chat.
And Gail, I promise I'm coming to you, and anybody else who wants coaching too. Yes. This is great.
Why are we changing anything?
I'm like, hold on a second. Hold on. We talk about fight, flight, freeze. Michelle, this is the one where you talked about fight. This is where you did what are your trauma responses? Do you know which one you are? This was such a good one. I'm like, wait, hold on. I think that we need to just do this.
Just do it again.
I know. I'm like,
All right.
okay, just because I'm like looking at this and I'm like, this makes so much sense. The fight, flight, freeze, fawn. This is something that actually is so easy to identify. They can do it if they with the narcissist, without the narcissist, if they've got kids, if they don't have kids. They've got, but and you also have in here how it impacts your kids, Michelle. Can we just talk about how, okay, let's just like look at this. I know you're like, okay, this could have been better, but I'm like, look at how good this is. This is freaking awesome. I'm looking at this and I'm like, look at that. I decide the abuse cycle stops with me. Why your reactions make sense. The 3-step transformational tool. You literally even include with each response type how it impacts your kids. Michelle, I think that we had something incredible here. I like, look at this. This is so good. What it looks like over apologizing. This is so easy to talk about for you. And I think it's very important for them to understand and explain. Love this. Okay, I think that we just need to. This is so great. I'm like, okay, we've got the awareness, curiosity, just be like, okay, let's just take a moment and then choose one small action. And then you give them the action steps here. Let's practice this together. Let's do this. You even had an interaction thing. And you have a client success story.
Oh, yeah. I think this is one that, and I mean, if we need to move the client success stories around to where they're not together, that's super simple. It's not that big of a deal.
Michelle, this is great.
And this is why I bring my stuff to you, ma'am.
I think that, excellent news. I'm like, look, you even have the Q&A. Girl, let's just go back to this one. Maybe literally the only thing that you need to do is add a few more testimonials sprinkled in. Okay?
Okay.
But keep these exact slides and just change the post to be related to this.
Okay.
This is fantastic. Yeah, I think we're good. We're like, well, that was fun. That was easy. But it was like
we circled around.
We just circled around, but I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, this actually makes way more sense. So awesome. How are you feeling, lady? You feeling
good?
So just, I would say go back, just change your marketing. Now all we have to do is change the marketing.
Well, all I have to do is just go in. I mean, I've got all the emails are already scheduled, so I can just go in and shift them.
Yep. Let's do that.
So.
You got this, girl. So
I think the email today comes out at like 7 p.m.
Perfect.
So I've got time.
Let's change it.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay, thank you for being flexible. I'm like, I know, and we can redo that, but I think that like there were too many problems. Let's just do it simple.
Well, and that, I mean, for the love, why do we do these and keep all this crap? So we can use it again, not that it's crap, but you know what I mean? So that we can use it some other time. But I was just like, oh, it's got to be better, because I don't know if I signed anybody off of that or not. I'm sure the numbers in the graphics or in our little
You
things
signed a
show.
client, you did. You signed a client
Yeah.
for this webinar.
And I really do. I'm just like, I just know there's 2 clients this month somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
They're there.
Especially if you talk about rewiring your reaction before summer. It's like you don't want to be the mom that's like doing some like it's like you don't want to be the mom that's like flipping out, even though it's valid. You don't want to show up like that. Let's change that for you. I got you. And now just like there were lots of things that we added. You were like, I want to do more planning. I want to reach out to all the people on Instagram. I want to reach out to people on the Facebook group. I want to do this. I want to include a bonus. You didn't have the bonus. You didn't talk about it. You wanted to put the replay in the Facebook group, message the people about booking a consult. There was a lot that we had that was like, start DMing 10 days before the webinar. So these were all things that you included and changed. So let's just like do that. Let's just now DM a ton of people about it. Be like, you guys, you've got to get into this rewire your reactions. We're going to be talking about trauma responses. If you've heard of fight, fawn, freeze, you've got to be in here because I'm going to teach you how to fix it.
Okay.
I love you. Go
I
crush
love you
it.
too. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So good. All right, Gail, give us a win and then let's get coaching.
Oh, I got a big one. My sales page is done for the membership.
Oh my God. Literally. So guys, Gail and I talked quite literally yesterday and she already made a sales page in like less than 24 hours. Let's go.
Yeah, the sales page is done. What?
I'm so happy for you.
I told you I had hired that lady. So in the UK, so after our call, I worked on the copy and sent it to her last night. And she's 5 hours ahead of me.
Yeah.
So she just messaged me and asked me to check it over. So there was just one thing I needed her to change. Yeah, that's done. And okay, so on that, yeah, that's a big one. And another win is that I started going over my webinar content.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to tell you the name, and it's right in alignment with the last lady. I forgot her name that quick. But it's right in line with what you said to her. Let me just read to you the title.
Okay.
I'm going back to my original, really popular webinar that I did, and I just changed up the name a little bit. So I just named it Stories to Content to Cash. So now I'm calling it the Stories to Content to Cash Formula. How to launch your Substack, get your first or next 100 subscribers, and get paid this summer.
So good. How to launch your Substack. I didn't type it that fast. How to launch your Substack.
Get your first or next 100 subscribers. And get paid this summer.
So good. I'm obsessed with this. Like,
right?
It's smarter, not harder. If you've got a title that's worked, keep it. We can come up with clever new stuff later, but if you've got something that's working, let's just do it again until it doesn't work anymore. And then we can switch it.
Yeah, so then I started going through, because the way I do my slides is totally different than the way you do yours. So I'm trying to compare. So I have to go through. So I started switching some of mine over, but I really think that I'm going to use the same content, but just add in the testimonials.
I love that.
Because it worked.
It worked. I'm like, if you have something that worked, I would love for you to understand why I do things, but I just want you to just keep the same slides and then maybe change the word, talk about summer more.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, do you want me to take a look at them real quick?
I didn't do that many, so
that's okay. Do you want me to look at the old ones, or what would be most helpful right now?
You can look at the old ones.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Well, and also, okay, actually, I'm glad that you've got the webinar content done. So literally yesterday, Gail and I decided that she's going to launch a back-end membership, a maintenance membership for her offer. Do you need that? Because this webinar is going to be the 21st.
No. It's going to be June 2nd.
Okay, great. What do you, just so that I'm prioritizing what is the like highest need, aren't you sending emails about people joining the maintenance membership starting Thursday?
Yes. So I need to come up with my emails for a week-long promotion of the membership.
Would you
So
like
that's
to talk
first.
through that first before we look over this webinar? Okay,
Yeah.
let's do that. And I'm going to put this again in the chat. So I'm putting this document in here, and I'm just, if you want to copy and paste these, I've got you. Let's think about, because that's what we were literally like the last thing we were going to talk about yesterday. And I was like, just think of like 7 things that would be helpful. So let's let's actually just talk through it. And then like, is there anything that you're like, this is top of mind? If not, I've got ideas for you. But is there anything that you're like, this would be good?
I'm thinking, do you want to see the sales page first?
I would. I really would.
It's not fancy at all, but okay. Hold
Simple
on.
cells, guys. It doesn't need to be fancy.
Let me share my screen.
Let's see it.
Don't pay attention to all my tabs.
Oh, please. I was like, I don't know if you've seen mine.
So this is it. Oh, I named it Subscribed and Selling.
Love it.
A step-by-step membership to turn your Substack into a money-making engine.
Brilliant. Okay, so wait, hold on. So the only thing I have here, oh my gosh, also this picture is like so awesome. I'm obsessed with this of you. But so it's like, did you talk about getting paid in the lab?
The first time, well, the next lab is going to be about getting paid. That's the additional week that we're adding.
Okay. What is...
Never seen, heard, bankable?
Yep. What is so these people in these first 2 rounds, where are they at, and give me their transformation in this. It just seen and heard?
Stepping into their authority.
Okay.
And seen and heard growing to their first 100 subscribers.
Okay. Awesome. We did not talk about their offer here yet, right? That was the thing that was missing. And now bankable offer is the thing that you're adding to the lab.
Yeah.
So the thing that is here, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to have one membership page for the first 2 rounds, which is this one. And then you're going to need to think of another separate membership page for the people who join after this round, because bankable is a part of it from here on out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so right now, the people who did the first 2 rounds of the lab this is the perfect page for them.
I see what you're saying.
But then we're going to need to make another landing page for anyone who does round 3 on.
Because we're already talking about getting paid.
Correct. And that means that these emails that we're about to write,
well, we
might have to do 2 separate sets of emails for just these 2 rounds of people. And then what I want to do is I want to put this into an automation for anyone who joins rounds 3 on, that they start getting these emails the last week 5 that they're
okay. The only thing that I want to interject is I don't know if it really needs to be that different, because the way I was going to do the lab is the last session we talk about their bankable offer, but they don't really start selling. So they step into their authority, they start figuring out what their offer is, but we don't have time in that 5 weeks to do any selling. So for me, I'm thinking that the membership takes them into the next level of selling their offer. That's why I have my 48-hour business model in there.
So the only thing that so the thing is, the lab that you're going to be selling, you talk about getting in the webinar, you talk about getting paid this summer.
Mm-hmm.
But the paid this summer is really a part of the membership, not this.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, there are two solutions. Either you talk about in the lab is get your first or next sale. The membership is how to scale, is what I'm thinking.
Yes, totally.
I was like, okay, great. And so that does mean that we might need to change the 5-week flow so that they actually do get a sale sooner and you don't just talk about in the last session.
Okay. One of the things that I spend a lot of time on is the setup piece because people had so many questions. So I spent too much time on that and not enough time on the rest of it. So I do have videos on how to set it up, but I'm thinking that maybe I should record something that's just concentrated because the other ones are me explaining it in the lab.
Yes.
But maybe I should record a video. This is how you set up your Substack.
Love.
And they get that and they focus on that so that I don't have to spend so much time. And I was going to tell them they have to have it set up before the lab starts.
I think that is brilliant. That is so brilliant because then you get 5 weeks of focused content that is not like, that would be like if I were to sell foundation and be like you don't have a social media at all. So it's like, we spend like so much time just getting you set up on social media. I'm assuming these people come in with social media, but I love that and be like, I think that is a great foundational thing. I'm putting that as it should do. Record a video of how to set up things on Substack, pre-rec before they, and you know that person that I think Kara was the one I was talking about that. Did you sign anyone into this round? Or maybe it was Kristen. It was Kristen. It's not you. But if you had signed, I was like, sorry, so many people. But if you had signed anybody in ahead of time, if you start getting sales for the next lab that you do on the back end, before the webinar even hits on the second, you can be like, hey, the second you join, don't do this publicly in your marketing because it'll confuse people. But if you just are DMing those people that we talked about and you're like, hey, like you can join the lab right now. There's a prerequisite video on getting set up. You can get that and get like 3 weeks of getting things set up instead of just one.
Oh, I love that. Because I have so many people to DM. Plus, I had commented on, a lady had commented on one of my Substack notes that, like, I don't know, I was saying you got to go all in on your Substack and some kind of encouraging thing. And she said, it's hard. And I said, well, this is what you should start with. And then today she messaged me and said, I've gotten started on your suggestions, but now I don't know what to do. So I messaged her and asked her, did she want to get on a call so I could get to know more about her and her Substack? So that would be a perfect person to offer the lab to early. Yes. Okay.
Literally, and then you don't even have to get on calls with them. You can just record a cute video of you being like, hey, it's like, based on what you've said, you've gotten a lot started. In the Substack lab that I do, I teach you not only the basic setup, but I teach you how to create your authority. We also create a bankable offer, something that you can actually get paid for besides getting paid for subscribers. A lot of people try and get subscribers, and in the Substack lab, we actually create paid offers that make you more money faster and also are easier to scale. And then I also talk to you about getting, like, really figuring out what your story is so that you get seen, heard, and bankable. That's like the 3-step process for it. So if you want, I can send you more information. It's like, if you want, here's some more information about this. message me if you have any questions, because if you get in now, the next group is starting on the 16th. I would love to have you in that group. And if you sign up early, you can get this prerequisite video to just make sure everything's set up properly.
That's brilliant. So I hope there's transcript from this.
There is. That's exactly what Shelly was saying before. She was like, please make sure your VA actually adds this. And I'm like, I will actually make sure. And Michelle is also really good at doing the Fathom. Oh, we think Michelle is in here anymore. But like, I will make sure that you guys get these Fathom recordings quickly. Because, yeah, I say things fast.
Yes, but I'm just impressed how you got it down. Like, you got it down. So you want to look at the rest of the page? So
I do. Let me see. So then this makes sense for these current people, and the way that we can just do a quick shift. If you want to keep this for them, you can, or we can make it the one that you have forever, and just it's like. No, I actually make 2 separate pages now that I'm thinking
about it. That's fine. It's not hard. You can just clone it and
and the only thing that you would do is like you've gotten your first or next sale. Let's make sure you start selling and scaling your Substack and make your Substack a real business.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, I love this. Most people think they need. Yep. And what I would actually add in here is I would be like, I actually changed the lab since you've been in here. I would actually say that in this page because it's only going to be a temporary page, and we've got to say it in the emails as well. And I would go in and be like, the lab has changed. We actually have added. It's like, I know that so many of you have seen you get subscribers and things like that, but I actually want to make your Substacks real businesses. I want to have you actually make some sales. So in this and future rounds of the lab, in my membership and in future rounds of the lab, I'm including this thing called a bankable offer. A bankable offer, like I would define that in between the paragraphs where it says paid and most people. I'd be like, new. There's something new that's coming. It's like, it'd be like, there's a new addition to the Substack lab that I'm including in the membership. And then do a you know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna put that here. To add a paragraph about new addition to lab and what this membership is all about. And then I would say that like, did you reframe this misconception? Because the one of the things that you said that was really interesting to me about Substack was that they get paid subscribers, and then like the thing that you told me that I found really interesting is that a lot of people thought they needed subscribers, but they really needed a bankable offer. Did you ever clarify that in the last 2 rounds?
No.
Where did you leave them?
I left them with having their Substack set up and having 100 subscribers.
Okay, perfect.
And having a story, because I have the framework of taking their stories, turn it into content, and turn that into cash.
Yep, the stories to content to cash. So what I would do is be like, you've got the stories, you've got the content. I want to help you get paid. So I would like and you literally say that in that first sentence again, but it's like, I would say that again after that paragraph.
You said the first sentence here.
So after the word paid, I would say there's a new addition.
Oh, right here after this.
Yep. New addition to the lab. What this membership is all about is the bankable offer. This is something that's brand new. I've never talked about it while we were in the lab. The lab used to be focused on getting 100 subscribers. Now I'm adding in getting the bankable offer. Here's why. Problem. Most people think that they need lots of subscribers to make real money. Solution. Wow, fireworks for that. I was like, we love to see it. But then they say the solution is the better way to get paid on Substack isn't through subscribers, it's through offer sales, bankable offer sales to be specific. That's why my 40-hour business model, you highlight that there, but I would say I would highlight the 48-hour business model, make that black, and then say teaches you how to create your bankable offer and make that pink.
Oh, okay.
Because when we want to emphasize, it's like, this is your problem. You think you need a bunch of subscribers. My solution is to sell an offer instead of subscribers. Offers are way better than subscribers. You get paid faster, more efficiently, and quickly. And that's what we're going to focus on within the membership. And I would love to have you join us. So then I would say from the business in a box, we got that. I would take, so it's like to keep this sales page a little tighter, I would take the Substack as a business in a box and put that later. Can you scroll down and let's see. I would move up this join, subscribed, and selling up to the top underneath where you say like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Under here?
Add another button.
Here?
Actually, put the button under the step-by-step, the big subheading. Put the button there. So
oh, right here.
Correct. Yeah. And then I would just have it be keep the momentum going in the lab. You learn how to get paid. New edition paragraph. Move that other paragraph down, and then say when you join today. I would say we want to change the emphasis from all access pass to bankable library.
Okay.
So make that pink versus the other.
Okay.
Go down. I like the idea of the 48-hour business model, but I think that for in the future, duplicate this page, clone it, and then instead of emphasizing the 48-hour business model, which you will do, and that's a new feature to the membership, I would emphasize here for the current people who did 1 and 2, bankable offer.
Oh, instead of the 48. Instead of the 48.
Because they never got it.
Yes, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Now, first 100K, is that reasonable? Is that too big? I'm worried they're going to be like... Okay, so I would do... At least for this one, we can look over it again after the third round. Or after the round 3 of the lab, but I would say the bankable offer guide, my hand-drawn map to get you your first or next paid sale from Substack. Keep it simple for this.
I like that.
It's the same premise that you're selling the lab with now, but they've never got it. So we want to just see this is what you're going to get.
And even the 5 levels of money, I don't necessarily think that's part of the 48-hour business model.
I like that. And then keep it. Well, then keep that. Make them the same. Oh, I like this. I think that they're 2 different selling points. It's the same selling point, but I'm like, I almost don't want to get rid of it because I like.
Okay.
You know what we do? I wouldn't call it the 5 levels of money. I would keep it the 48-hour business model and learn how to move up the ladder. We'll teach you how to sell everything from an ebook to a $3,000 coaching package. That is super clear. I would take out the money metrics and mindset and talk about the first or next sale.
Okay.
And then I would do the 5 levels of money change the word 5 levels of money to 48-hour business model. And
so just make it 1 instead of 2.
Yes. But don't, I like the, after the dash, I don't know what to call that, but I like the dash, after the dash from the 5 levels of money with before the dash, the words 48-hour business model. Does that make sense?
I got that.
I was like, I don't know how to describe that.
Have the highlighted be the 48-hour business model. Learn how to move up the ladder, blah, blah, blah.
Yes. And then, because I think that sells better. And it's and then instead of where it says the 48-hour business model guide, change that to the bankable offer guide, my hand drawn map to make your first paid offer. And then I would say, instead of we look at your money metrics and mindset, make the highlight your first paid offer that you put on Substack, or it's like to make a paid offer that brings in your first or next sales on Substack. That's what I would make that bullet point.
Okay.
The bankable offer guide, how to make an offer that gets you paid, your first or next payment through Substack. And I think I said something else there, but I think that's good. Okay. So then let's scroll down. I would say, instead of why is this different, I would say different than, it's like, why join the membership after the lab?
So good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like your words of affirmation are everything. Thank you. I'm like, thank you. But I'm like, I think that would be good. We got simple and clear, always updated. You have the words, you got the platform. Now let's get, this is great. I really like this.
Okay, and then I asked her, she didn't add the VIP yet, but I want to do a bump so they could add the 197 VIP. I had just emailed her that before the call.
Absolutely obsessed.
Oh, thank you. And this is
So
one,
good.
that's what I wanted to ask you. This is one of my daughter's AI photos she did.
No, it is not.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, that is awesome. That, I was like, I'm very obsessed with that. We should, because that's the bonus if they sign up before.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Should the bonus be on this page? I did a separate document based on her sales page and then examples. So I was going to show them that I made some slides to do like a brief presentation in the session on Thursday.
Great.
Explaining all of this. So I'll make these changes. But also explaining what the AI photos are and showing examples of people whose photos she's already done. And in fact, one of the ladies is in the lab now. So there's a bunch of people from the lab that already bought it.
Okay, this is awesome. And that's where, so we've got to think about, and if you, I know we've got to come up with the emails for the week-long launch, but I think that this was more important to get this up and live. Why don't you come up with 7 emails, because I've got another client right now, but if you can come up with 7 email topics, I think at least one of them should be, and Kylie, I'm so sorry, we're going to have to sneak you in on the foundation call if that's okay, or just post in foundation if you can't make it. Awesome. Thank you for understanding, sweet friend. But if you can include as the PS for all the emails, make sure you get in before the, so you can get the 5 AI photos. I would do a whole email about the AI photos. I'm going to add that. Like, what's different with membership from lab needs to be one. The AI photo bonus needs to be one, and put that as a PS for all of them. But think of 5 other emails that you want to send out, and then we'll talk through that either tomorrow, or if you want to come on the foundation call in an hour, we can do that too. Okay.
What time tomorrow? I wanted to try
11 to 1. So I think you got 11
to
to 12 as a minute for you. Maybe you had a client last week, so I was like,
no, I wanted to get on Stacy's call.
Oh, great. So go and jump in. I was like, I don't even know when her calls are, so that's fabulous. So go ahead.
Her and Neil are big.
I really need to do. I was like, I adore her. She gave me all these baby clothes. Like, I just was like, pre-maternity leave. I was like, I need to stay like focused, and then maybe I'll join in a program later.
Okay, well, if it's 11 to 1, I could definitely jump on tomorrow, and I'll work on the emails. How can I get this recording quickly, though?
I'm gonna email it to you. I'll email it to you to make sure you got it. Okay.
So I'll work on the sales page, the emails, and then we can talk about it tomorrow.
Perfect. That would be awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right. I love you, lady. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody. Sorry, guys. I realized I didn't end this. Love you guys. Have a good one.